Hey, what's up everybody? This is Muth24, and I know I've only really done one of these in the past, but I figured I'd go ahead and do a second one with this collector's edition of Final Fantasy XIII-2, much like I did with my Halo Reach unboxing. Basically, I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at what's inside of it, and then at some point down the road I may go ahead and do a first impressions video, just to kind of give you an idea of what I think of the game a few hours into it. So, the front of the box art here, to my understanding, this is how all the Japanese releases of the Final Fantasy XIII games, or sorry, the Final Fantasy games in general look, is that they have the artwork, just the logo of the game, and then a white box art. This will be basically the same package, whether you've got the PlayStation 3 version or the Xbox 360 version. Just the only difference will be the size will be slightly off, because it'll be smaller for the PlayStation 3 case, I think. And then the logo will be obviously different at the top. But that said, the items you get in them will be exactly the same, regardless of which version you get. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the, or cut the plastic open with the X-IIII knife here. But before I do that, there's the back. And this is, I believe, what's on the back of the standard edition case, highlighting some of the key points in the story, the new characters, and then just, how many players, game content download, which is coming later on. And there were, I believe, 4 pre-order bonuses that you could get for this game, whether you got the standard edition or the collector's edition. Amazon.com and GameStop both had bonus content that would be applied to the game itself. But I believe those are actually being released later on as downloadable stuff from the Xbox Live Marketplace and the PlayStation Store. The version you could get through Walmart had a poster of the Battle of Valhalla, which admittedly was quite tempting, and I kind of considered it, but then I saw the Square Enix unboxing of this, and I realized that that piece of art, though it is scaled down obviously for this collector's edition, it's included in this set as one of the key art pieces. So the version that I got was the Best Buy release, which came with the Final Fantasy XIII Episode 1 novel, and that bridges the gap between Final Fantasy XIII and XIII-2, which I thought was just a really different and pretty cool pre-order bonus. I got a sticker on the side of this. I'll deal with that later. So anyways, as the same on that sheet that was in the back of the whole package, same images and stuff on the back of the larger box here, and this is just a slip cover. There's a sticker on the side right now, but I'll remove that eventually. But it's Final Fantasy XIII-2 Collector's Edition underneath, and then you pull that off, and there's no logo, so it's just the clean white box that way. I think it looks really cool. It's got kind of an interesting feel to it too. It's kind of like a soft material for this hard box. You got Square Enix on the back, Final Fantasy XIII-2 on the side. Same thing on that side, only difference with this side is that it should pull out. If I can get the... Give me a second here. Find the best way to coax this thing out of the box. I don't know if just beating on it will work, or... well, I guess I can slide my fingers into there and widen it just enough. I wasn't sure if that would affect the box or not. Alright, so on this side we have Caius and his outline there. And on the other side we have Lightning and her sort of gray outline. And opening it up, that's the key art that I was referring to that was on the Walmart pre-order poster. It is really cool. I do like it quite a bit. But since I already had it in here, I wasn't going to jump on that. But I will get to the 13 Episode 1 book after I cover everything that's in here. So that's key art on that side. The other side is Sarah and Lightning. And that was, I believe, one of the first promotional pieces that was released for the game. Or at least one of the first ones that I ever saw. And if you open that up, there is the game disc itself. And there's only one disc for this game, because it is a considerably shorter story mode than 13 had. I believe there are quite a few more side quests and stuff like that to deal with. I'm going to pull out my Square Enix members registration here. Not that I don't trust you guys, but I want to keep that for myself. So behind that, we have a couple booklets. One of them is the listing of all the tracks on the CDs, which are in the back, and then who composed them, and what disc they're on, etc. And there are 4 discs, which is really nice. And then the instruction manual, battle system, the story of 13-2, controls, pretty much everything you'd expect to find, the Crystarium, limited warranty, and then a little ad for the game guide. And if you notice here, they've got all these feathers decorating the art booklet and the inside of the case here. I think it's really cool, keeping with the whole theme of Lightning's new look or whatever. I don't know if those play significantly into the story or not. It'd be kind of interesting if there's some reason that she wears the armor that she does. I mean, I assume there's a reason that she switched it up now, but curious to see what that will be like. Here's the concept artwork. Open that up, some early concept art of what Sarah and Lightning would have looked like. And I honestly don't know if some of this was maybe for 13 itself, and they just kind of cut some of the ideas out of the final game and use those for 13-2, because the way that Sarah and Lightning look are considerably different there. I didn't know if that was that they wanted to age both of them a fair amount, so they ended up changing that, or if those were designs for the original 13. There's the Valhalla battle again, pretty similar to the actual poster, and then some of the environments, which are pretty cool. If I can get rid of the glare there. There's one. There's another, like a nighttime cityscape. I believe that is more of Valhalla. And same with that one. Just from a zoomed out perspective. And then these are the weapons. Shows more of the intricate designs for the concept art of those. Lightning sword gun thing. And then the monsters, which there we have Odin, who was easily my favorite of the Eidolons from the first game. And then I have no idea what that is. I assume it's something to do with the paradoxes, but I don't really know for sure. I only saw a little bit of that in the demo. So behind the art there, we have the 4 discs to the soundtrack, and kind of spun around a little bit. Come on, Caius. Spin that disc around, hopefully. Maybe I'll just pull it out and pop it back in. Might just be easier. So yes, with the collector's edition, you do get the entire soundtrack to the game. All 4 discs. You don't have to go and buy them separate if you've bought this version. I love the soundtrack to 13. I've heard a little bit of 13-2s. I wasn't quite as keen on it as I was with 13s. But I do think there are some really cool tracks in here. It's very much darker and experimental soundtrack, which is kind of cool. But on the discs you've got Sarah, Noel, Caius, and Lightning. So then closing this back up, as it was before, you just slide it inside the case, and it is black inside of there, and it's got a little harder, or not harder, but more rough material inside of there, which maybe is a little bit more flexible, I don't know. Maybe that's why I was able to widen that to get the game and everything out. But that cardboard piece aside, this is the Final Fantasy XIII Episode 1 book. It's not real big. I don't imagine that it's terribly long. Yeah, it's only, I don't know, handful of pages. Let's see, how many pages is it? 37. So, not that long. I didn't imagine it really would be, but nice inclusion. I think this is a really unique pre-order bonus for a game, and I kind of wish more games would do stuff like this, especially for like sequels, bridging the gap between the first and the second. So that's pretty much it for this unboxing. I'm really excited to play this. I love the first game, even though I know some old school Final Fantasy fans were really opposed to the change in the gameplay and stuff. I love the story, I love the characters, so here's to hoping that the sequel is as much fun as the first game was. With that, I will see you guys next time.